Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sammy Ketchum, and welcome back to Sammy Ketchum TCG. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the first Silver Temptest deck profile we're going to do on the channel today. None other than the superstar of the set, Lugia Vstar. That's right, Lugia Vstar. But before we get into that, I would like to say Happy Halloween to everyone. I have on my Pikachu onesie here, kind of dressed up for you all. Pika! Alright, I'm going to show you lots of tricks and treats today. Alright, so I'm going to show you lots of tricks that you could do with Lugia Vstar. And well, the treat is basically showing you the Lugia Vstar deck. That is the treat as well. But yeah, I am very, very excited to be talking about Lugia Vstar and most of the cards from Silver Temptest today. So without further ado, when we come back, we will jump into this deck profile. Alright, so let's get into it. We have ourselves 3 copies of Lugia Vstar. Alright, it has 280 HP, which is basic for most of the high V-Stars. It has 1 attack. For 4 colorless energy, it does 220 damage. And then you may discard a stadium card in play. So like if your opponent has like a path to the peak or a useful stadium that's really useful to them, like the training court or a collapsed stadium or anything like that, you can basically discard it. It doesn't matter whether it's your opponent's or your stadium. You can get rid of a stadium. So a stadium card in play, which is very good. 220 is enough to knock out Pokemon Vs. Most of the Pokemon Vs. To basically get V-Stars and above. We've got cards like Powerful Colorless Energy in the deck and Choice Belt that could basically get you to that 280, 290 damage threshold, which we're going to show you later. Its V-Star ability is very, very good. We're also using that in this deck. Alright, the V-Star ability says that once during your turn, you can get up to two colors Pokemon from your discard pile that are not rule box Pokemon. So 2 colorless Pokemon from your discard pile that are not rule box Pokemon. So honestly, I mean, it could be any colorless Pokemon. It could be Barbaro, it could be Dunsparce or anything like that. But we're going to choose to use 2 new cards from the Silver Tempest set, which we're going to show you in a little bit. Three copies of the Lugia V. Has 220 HP. We're not really going to go over the attacks because we're really not going to use them at all. Of course, Lugia is weak to lightning, resistant to fighting. It's not bad. but it's really just in here for the Vstar. All right. 3 copies of Archeops. All right, this is another new card from Silver Temptest. All right. These are the Pokemon that you are going to get back with Lugia Vstar's Vstar ability. All right. And the reason why is because of its own ability. All right. Archeops' ability says that once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to two special energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Attach to one of your Pokemon in any way that you like. So you can search your deck for 2 powerful colorless energies. You can search your deck for an Aurora energy, or a Capture energy, or one of the new V-Guard energy, or a Twin energy. But you could get any special colorless energy, any special energy out of your deck and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, which is very good. And what you want to do is you want to, with Lugia Vstar's ability, you want to get out 2 of these. So you're going to get 4 energies out a turn, which is very, very good, very, very busted. Can make for some very unique combos, which can use various different types of Pokemon. Speaking of various different types of Pokemon, here's one of them now. 1 copy of Amazing Rare Yveltal, or Yveltal. Alright. And it takes 5 energies to power up. Alright. And this attack basically just straight knocks out a Pokemon. If you get 5 energies on it, you just knock out anything. I'm just going to knock you out. No drawbacks. Just knock you out. And with the Archeops, you can power it up. With the Archeops, you can power it up. You can go 3 Aurora energies and a Twin energy. Or you could kind of mix it up a little bit. You've got the energy in the deck to do it. But you just straight knock out somebody. This is just completely busted. You could take out a VMAX with this, a Vstar, anything. So that is very, very good. The other tech Pokemon we're using in here is Regigigas. Alright. 5 energy attack cost. Alright. Gigaton Break. Alright, it does 150 damage. But if you're going up against a Pokemon VMAX, it does 150 more. 150 times 2 is 300. Alright? You add a choice belt, that's 330. Or if you want, you can stick a couple of powerful colorless energies on it. It's colorless, so it can use the powerful colorless energies, and you can do even more damage. But this is busted against VMAX Pokemon, that are still in the format, like Kyurem VMAX, even Mew VMAX, So this is very, very good. We're covering all our bases. We have a Pokemon that can take out VMAXs. We have a Pokemon that can just KO anything. And we got Lugia, which could take down V-Stars. So, 1 copy of Crobat V, self-explanatory. 1 copy of Lumineon V. Lumineon V is in here to get your supporters from the deck. Your Charon's Carrier Boss's orders, your Resurges, your Marnies, etc. Another tech card in here. 1 copy of Radiant Gardevoir. your Pokemon take 20 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon V's attacks. V's include V's, V-Maxes, V-Stars, any type of V card. Your Pokemon are going to take 20 less damage from them with this on the field. So, your strategy is, hey, I could basically hit you and knock you out, but you can't knock me out because you do 20 less damage. Most Pokemon that are attacking you are going to be V Pokemon. So this is very, very good. One copy of Dunsparce. Ability, all of your colors Pokemon, all of your colors Pokemon's weaknesses. Well, all your colors Pokemon have no weakness. So if they try to take you out with an electric Pokemon because Lugia is weak to electric, this will basically say, hey, you know, your Lugia has no weakness now. So they can't hit you for double damage. That's very, very good. Three copies of Professor's Research. This is also very good because you can also discard your Archeops with Professor's Research. Get them in a discard pile. Three copies of Marnie. Three copies of Boss's Orders. Now, I did something really, really stupid. Well, not really stupid, but I forgot to print off the Serenas. And I was going to put Serena in here. Serena basically does the same thing as Boss, except it also has another effect where you discard 3 cards from your hand and you can draw up to 5 cards. So you also have the chance to draw cards with Serena, which is very good. But yeah, these basically could be Serenas. These could be Serenas, but they're Bosses right now. But just note that, yeah, I did want to print out the Serenas and show you the Serenas with this deck. But Bosses work just as good. 2 copies of Charon's Care. All right. Since they can't knock out your Lugias because you've got Gardevoir and you've got the V-Guard energy, if they can't knock you out, next time when it comes to your turn, you can use Charon's Care. You can put all your I can't talk right now. You can turn all the cards attached to your colors Pokemon. Basically, you can return your colors Pokemon back to your hand and all cards attached to it. So you basically just heal off all the damage. You return the Lugia Vstar, all the energies, everything that's attached to it back to your hand. The damage goes away, and you can send out another one, or you can send out a Yveltal or a Regigigas or what have you. You know what I'm saying? But you pick up your Pokemon, return it back to your hand. That's basically the gist of it. So, very, very good if they can't knock you out, which most of the time they won't be. Four copies of Quick Ball. This can also help you discard your Archeops early on. Four copies of Ultra Ball. This can also help you discard your Archeops early on. Four copies of Evolution Incense. This can help you search for your Archeops free search for your Archeops, free search for Lugia Vstar. Yeah, you go Evolution Incense, get the Archeops, or get your Lugia Vstar and evolve it. If you get the Archeops, then you could go Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Aurora Energy, discard the Archeops. You know, so combos, things like that. One copy of Lost Vacuum. Lost Vacuum. In order to play this card, you must remove a card from your hand to the Lost Zone. You can basically send either a Pokemon tool or a stadium that's in play to the Lost Zone. So you can remove an opponent's Big Charm. You can remove a Path to the Peak that's basically in play, that's like that they put in play early, or Collapse Stadium, or Trainer's Court, or what have you. Anything that you might want to get rid of, like a tool or a stadium, you know, you could choose to do that with Lost Vacuum. Copies of Choice Belt. Two copies of Air Balloon. Two copies of Path to the Peak. Now, this can also be Collapse Stadium. I think Collapse Stadium is a very good stadium in here as well. But for right now, I'm going to Path to the Peak, because Path to the Peak also shuts down a lot of other great decks. What you want to do with this deck is that you want to kind of treat it like an Arceus deck. After you go second, and after you get off Lugia's ability to bring back the Archeops, then you can play your Path to the Peak, or go Marnie Path, and or Path Marnie, whatever you want to do. And then you're not really locked. You know, Path to the Peak doesn't hurt you after that, because you already got off the Lugia's ability. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you're not hurt by Path anymore, and you can still get off the Archeops, and then but you lock out everybody else. You hurt Kyurem, you hurt decks like you hurt the Mew deck. There's a lot of different decks that you hurt just by playing this Path to the Peak. You know, and you can basically win matchups just by that alone, after you get off Lugia's Vstar ability. And then if you really need like another ability or something, and you want to bump your own stadium, you've got the Lost Vacuum, if you need to. Four copies of Powerful Colorless Energy. Alright. You can attach this to any of your colorless Pokemon. Their attacks do 20 more damage. This adds 20 more damage to their attacks. So that 220 is 240, 260, 290, 300, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, you're just going to attach like 2. And you could be like, okay, 260. Attach a Choice Belt, that's 290. You're basically knocking out V-Stars, okay? And that's mostly what you want to do right now, because V-Stars rule the format right now, with a few hints of V-Maxes. So four copies of Aurora Energy. Discard a card from your hand and attach it to your Pokemon. This can become any type of energy when it's attached to your Pokemon. You can search this out with Archeops. If you attach it normally, you could discard an Archeops with it early on. You know what I'm saying? Or discard cards you don't need anymore. This is also how you power up your Yveltal. Three copies of Twin Energy. Twin Energy is basically in here to power up your Regigigas, and also your Yveltal a little bit. Because since they're not GX Pokemon or Pokemon V, you can attach this to them, and it will count as 2 double colorless energies, which is very, very good. Absolutely free double colorless energies. Two copies of Vstar Energy. V-Guard Energy, excuse me. V-Guard Energy, when you attach this to your Pokemon, they take 30 less damage from Pokemon V attacks. That's Pokemon V, VMAX, V-Star, V-Union, etc. So 30 less damage, and also paired with the Gardevoir, that's 50, that's 50 less damage that they're doing to you. That essentially makes your Lugia Vstar 330 HP, if you look at it that way. Which is very hard for Pokemon in this format to get over, with the exception of Kyurem VMAX. Alright. 2 copies of Capture Energy. When you attach this from your hand, you can search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it on your bench. This is very good in the early game to just attach it. Helps you get out your Gardevoir, another copy of Lugia. You can even get out like Regigigas or even your Yveltal with this later on if you attach it from your hand. You can also attach it from your deck with Archeops as well, if you don't need it in like the mid to late game. All right, when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we will do the layout and talk a little bit more about Lugia Vstar and its and its various partners. All right, guys, we are back with the layout. But yeah, Lugia Vstar is a beast. You can pair just about anything with Lugia Vstar. This is just one of the many ways that you could do it. I've seen builds with the Radiant Charizard. I've seen builds with Single Strike Urshifu, with Single Strike Gengar VMAX. But yeah, honestly, I really do. I want to try like some of the Single Strike builds. You can also pair this with like even other attackers like Raikou, for example, or the Zero Aura that can attack V and GXs that gets a boost. You could pair this with Duraludon. You could pair this with Regigigas. Not Regigigas, Giratina. You can pair this with Giratina and Lawsonia energies. You can pair this with just about anything because the Archeops can get you the special energy from your deck to supply your Pokemon to be able to attack. So yeah, you can pair this with a lot of things. I do plan to do more deck profiles with Lugia. Also, I will have one coming up with the Regidrago from the set, so watch out for that. But honestly, Lugia Vstar is looking really good right now. It's looking really good right now, and it's looked to basically be tier 1. This is going to be a tier 1 deck. No doubt about it. But yeah, absolutely love this deck. You can basically build it any way that you like. You can play with the counts. This could be collapsed stadium. You can change some of the things in here. You can have a pumpkin in here to get rid of stadiums if you really fear stadiums. Like I said, these can basically be Serenas. These can be Serenas, you know. So, I mean, like, the sky is the limit with this deck. So, without further ado, that is the deck profile. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, mischief managed.